When the pandemic first started, I was worried about the health of the people in my house, and in my community. And when the stores were shutting down, that was a scary time because it sort of felt like we were all kind of casually walking out of a burning building. And I did go to the art supply stores and I bought some things, but at that time I wasn't necessarily focused on creating artwork. I'm generally happy making anything at all, and trading in making something a little bit more useful than like something more useful to my like my community than making a painting. I was totally fine with. So at that time, I was incredibly happy that I bought an industrial sewing machine. So I was making I don't know. I was making bags. Just and also I was making masks. I made maybe about 50 masks, and I gave two to everybody I live with. And I live with a lot of people. So that was I don't know, like 20 masks in total to like the maybe about 10 people that were living in the house. So I was really happy that I owned the means of producing these masks. That felt like a very important and empowering tool to have, and I was really thankful that this was a skill that I had that I'd be able to help my community with. And so I made a bunch of masks, and I ended up selling some for like $6 a piece. These just like reusable cloth masks, and I did that for a while. And I I mean I started making work again at some point, but I wasn't necessarily I was okay with my creative practice shifting. I did have an event that was scheduled for April that ended up getting canceled. It was a two-person show with Maya Varadaraj at the 92nd Street Y, and it was curated by Stephanie Baptiste of Medium Things, and that show had to move online, which was fine. I was excited about the show, but it was a much welcomed period of rest that the cancellation of everything brought on. It was just a way of hitting the restart button, and just gave me an opportunity to slow down and to think about my life and my health and what I really want to be doing, and am I going in a direction that I want to be going in, and am I focusing on the things that I want to focus on and want to be doing. So that it still is a time that I am very thankful for. And I mean, obviously, it's horrible that there has been so much death and destruction that this pandemic has done, but I think it has definitely sparked a lot of much needed social change and social awareness. The work that I've been making hasn't really changed that much. I make work for Black women, about our experiences, and I would say that my goals have shifted slightly to to address different ways of Black women, to address different ways for Black women to thrive, and the ways that I can directly help Black women, Black femmes, and I've just done that through this scarf project where everything that I make from the scarves is divided evenly between the just different Black femmes that I've chosen. I started giving money to bail funds, but then I decided that I didn't necessarily want to donate money to like a black box of like an organization where I didn't really understand where this money would be going, and I wanted to also um, um, just give people the power to do whatever they want with this money, whether it is to turn around and give it to somebody else, or go and like, you know, get groceries or get a plane ticket. I don't know if anyone's flying right now, but it's just I wanted to just like give without um, the thought of the actual whatever without expecting anything in return, um, without any thought of the purpose of this money, just giving. So that's been really great. I love it, and I am excited to continue this project of of giving. Isolation during the pandemic really has not been a big issue. Making art in general is a very lonely process. So making being alone has allowed me to focus more and really really inspect the different ways that I can create work and do create work and the reasons why. So I really like being alone, and I really just keep on finding more things to do, more things to make, and more ways of pushing my practice. And words of advice that I have. So I have advice about the fact that there's all different ways of creating work, and just through the act of living, breathing, eating, you know, taking a shower, having habits, it's a creative process just existing. So um, these like being creative does not necessarily have to translate into any sort of capital gain, and life itself is just a creative process. So I think people should just be nice to themselves and see their lives as, you know, continuous pieces of art that are um, constantly in the process of being made. I also want to thank Field Projects for asking me to create these videos. I usually don't create videos very much, and I'm not necessarily great at it, but you know, with a little bit of time and effort, I think this it came together and it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. I hope to see you guys soon too.